Hi guys, so this is David here from Forex Empire, and we'll be going over Sunday swings. So basically, just as usual, please save all your questions till the end of the webinar, and that's about it. So let's get started. Somebody has a question right about now, I think. Can you guys hear me? All right, perfect. And please don't draw on the charts. You can ask me questions on the chat room if you have anything, okay? Thank you. All right, so let's get started with AUD USD. So, all right, so from last week, I would say that the price didn't move anywhere, but at the same time, you can see there's in a technical point of view, there's an inverted head and shoulders. So if you're a technical trader, you can look for this on AUD CAD. It's a pretty nice head and shoulders, so don't miss on it. So I'm expecting a breakout and a retest to the neckline, and then after that a shoot all the way to the 61.8 retracement. So keep that in an eye, but this is a nice trade for a bull, but other than that, that's about it. So let's get to AUD CAD. All right, AUD CAD from last week hit the support, but hasn't retraced all the way. So, but you can see that there was a breakout that happened. Not sure it was today, but if you look on a daily time frame, it was today, and those. Yeah, right before the week closed last week, the price kind of moved up. So most likely the price will reject from that point. As you can see, there's a lot of reversal candlesticks to the top. And what I'm expecting, the price might come down to the 50%, 50 EMA, and then probably reject from that point. So keep an eye for the any drop would be a nice potential for a buy. So, but eventually, basically we got in at the very bottom. So once the price breaks this resistance, then we're gonna move our stop loss to break even, and that's about it. So AUD CAD is pretty good. Next would be AUD CHF. All right, CHF hasn't moved anywhere since last week, but on a daily time frame, it still hasn't broken the 61.8 retracement. So we can see there's a bearish momentum right about there. There's a nice reversal candlesticks right about there. So we can see a little bit of bearish movement from there, but I would like to see basically a trendline breakout. That would basically confirm that the price will continue to drop, but it can be a sudden drop also. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, give me a second, 1 second. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so basically AUD CHF, basically what I'm expecting is a nice drop, but it hasn't basically showed any bearish candles yet, so it might take a week or so since it's on a daily candle. All right, next would be AUD JPY, and right about there on a 4-hour time frame, you can see that the price was created an M right there, nice level 1, nice level 2, and at the same time you can see at the very bottom it created the W with a nice divergence, created the support, and then at the resistance over here. But the price took a big engulfing candle right here to break that, created the level 1, but for some reason the price had to came back down to collect more orders, hit the 78.6 and basically rejected off of that. As you can see that the price created the gap up. So it might close down and then continue to go back up. So we'll see how this resistance plays out, but most likely the price might come down here and then reject and then continue to go back up. So all we gotta do is just wait and see how it really plays out. But so far so good. The price hasn't came near the support anyway, so that's pretty good. All right, next would be ADNZD. All right, ADNZD, I think it's on a daily time frame. Yep. So create the nice resistance point. Price rejected from that point. You can see that the trend line breakout happened right about there. That could be your technical sell. This one probably not a market maker sell, but technical point of view, yeah, that would be a nice sell right there from here to here. But from this point, if you counted the level, it rejected from the 78.6, and then after that it created the nice divergence right about there, and then the price pushed up. And if you go on a four-hour time frame, you can closely basically you can see the price basically broke the resistance point right about there at the engulfing candle, and then the consolidation, and then the break again. Now it's creating the second level, and basically let me mark that up also. So right about there, it's basically creating a consolidation zone, and that's basically level 2. Once that's breaking out, then I can expect maybe the price might go till this resistance and then reject back. So you never know. You can see an M right there and then drop or continuation to the top side, but I'm just gonna have to count the levels and then see how it goes from there. All right, but on a daily time frame, it's pretty nice trade. I think few hundred pips up in profit. Yeah, 340 pips in profit. So that's a good trade, but it will give us like probably 500 or something. This one is a 690 pips trade. So if price definitely goes here, then that's going to be a good change. So next would be Euro CHF. All right, the Euro CHF basically hasn't gave us any what do you call it, entry points. Basically we waited for the price to give us a nice entry point, but the price never came back up to give us a second leg of an M. So the price rejected from that point, so good, but it didn't give us an it wasn't a good setup for me to enter the trade, so I didn't enter the trade. So, but we'll wait for the price to drop probably till here, and then count the levels again, and then if it gives me a W, then I might buy it in. Okay. Other than that, I'm not gonna do anything. Now with EuroCAD, all right, last week what we seen was the price created the nice W at the 78.6 retracement. So if I zoom out a little bit, you can see that the price was peak, the very peak bottom support, level 1, level 2, a nice M formation with the divergence with the resistance right there. The price broke the structure. At the same time, you can see that the technical point of view, there is a nice trend line breakout, and that happened right about there, and a trend line retest. If you sold it here, put your stop here, take profit here, that would be a good trade. But you're probably expecting the take profit here, but price, a lot of times it doesn't do that. It rejected from the 78.6. Now, what we're gonna do is you counted the level M, level 1, level 2, and a nice W at the 78.6. Now, we pretty much bought in last week, but looks like the price coming down. But probably on a smaller time frame, we can see what's going to happen. Level 1, level 2, nice W. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out, but I don't expect the price to break this low right about there. So if it does break it, then it will be a concern. But right now, there we go. That's the line. So you should not see the price break below that line, but if it does, then I'm expecting the price might go to this 88.6 and then reject back. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But EuroCAD is basically is going to be a bull run very soon. All right, next would be Euro AUD. Oops, Euro AUD. All right, Euro AUD on a 4-hour time frame. All right, perfect. Now, pretty much we sold it right there. We had a patience and the price basically dropped, but then it started to go up, but it rejected from the 78.6, and that basically created the level one. And then now the price broke the support. You can see there, right here is a nice engulfing candle where it broke this, took out the support. Now it's creating the level 2 consolidation. So once the level 2 consolidation is finished, then it's going to drop again, break that low, create a nice W, probably right about there, right about here, probably a fib level, or maybe here. But once the consolidation finishes, then we can see where the market's going to go after that. But until then, pretty much we just got to watch out and see how the price moves, and then come back and play with it. All right, next would be Euro USD. All right, with Euro USD is basically looks like the price is dropping right now, so we're just gonna leave this trade open and see if it does reject after these small candles. But on a smaller time frame, it's a divergence also. So right about there, you can see there's a nice W, level 1, level 2, and a nice M, level 1, level 2, and a nice W right about there. So I expected this to be a nice W, but we'll see. Most likely the price is right about here. Yep, it still has a divergence, so that's a good thing. Right about there, you can see that there's a nice divergence, so we'll see how it plays out. Most likely it might reject from the 88.6, so let me see if I can mark it out. Something. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. There we go. Now it wants to work. 88.6. There we go. So we'll see how it goes. If it rejects from the 78 or the 88.6, if it does come down to the 88.6, we'll see how it plays out. At the same time, you can see there's a nice resistance level right about there at the 88.6. So those are the levels to look for, but if the price does hit our stop loss, then we'll look for more buys as the price drops. So it's no big deal. All right, next would be Euro GBP. All right, Euro GBP, I'm still expecting a nice, still up to the upside, since we let me see, W level 1 and a level 2. So the price I'm expecting is right about there. So we'll see. We'll see if the price does go to the 88.6 or the 78.6. That's when I'm gonna look for a sell. Until then, I'm not gonna look for a sell yet, since it's second level. I don't trade second levels. All right, so this trade is not that great. The next would be Euro JPY. All right, Euro JPY. As you can see, there is a nice V bottom, level 1, level 2, and a nice M again. Level 1 consolidation after the breakout. And now you can see the trend line breakout, and the crossover is about to happen, the 50 and the 200 EMA. So, and at the same time, you can see there's a lot of wicks to the upside. That indicates it's gonna be a nice bearish drop. So all we gotta do is just wait. Since it's a daily chart, it can take months, but at the end of the day, it's 15, 15, yeah, 1,570 pips take profit. So it's worth it. It's worth to sell. All right, next would be Euro NZD. Euro NZD rejected from the 78.6 and then continued to going downside. Now all we gotta do is just wait for this trend line to break through right about there. There. So we'll see how it goes. All right, but I need to see that the price break this this trend line and then probably to the downside. Maybe the ABCD pattern right about there. A, B, and a C, and a D right about there. But yep, right about there. ABCD pattern. All right, but that's going to create the level 2 consolidation, and then it's going to be a drop. But I don't think it's going to drop all the way to the right here, but as long as I'm counting the levels, then it gives me an idea how far it can drop. It can drop till here, but it all depends on the level 2 where it's formed. It can form here, and then create the level W right here, and then go up. So it all depends. So, but we'll see how it drops. If it continues to drop in our favor, that's good. If it doesn't, we'll wait. Maybe it can go to this 88.6 and then drop. So all we gotta do is just wait. Okay, next would be CHFJPY. All right, CHFJPY. All right, I expected the price to continue to go up from here after the trendline breakout, but the price didn't do that. It dropped below, but now you can see that the price is going back up again. So this is not a good divergence, but and the price has been above the 200 EMA, so it's gonna okay, CHFJPY. Oh wow. 4-hour time frame has a sell. Okay, here. All right, that's the harmonic pattern that's forming right about. Okay, let's see how this plays out. All right, guys, you can ask me questions in the chat room. I'm gonna answer that later, okay? Who's drawing on the screen? Give me a second, guys, all right? Give me a second. All right, sure. Why it's not go full down MVVM WVVM? Okay, it's MAAWWVVM. Okay, iPhone, I'm not sure who that is. Andres from Fontana, what's your technical analysis and opinions about gold? I'm gonna get to the gold part. I'm not there yet, okay? Why since friends? Why since? All right, guys, I'm gonna stop reading the chat right now. I'm gonna answer all the questions at the end of the webinar. Okay, so please keep all your questions till the end of the webinar. Okay. This is a W right about here. Okay. There we go. Now nobody can draw. That's perfect. Okay. So basically CHF and JP, about CHF and, I'm confused. Hold on a minute. CHF and JPY, basically what I'm expecting is a nice bull run, but since this is not a nice trade for me, I'm not gonna trade it since the price was supposed to reject from this point and the price didn't. The divergence was there, everything was there. Now the price is not giving us basically a nice divergence. I'm not gonna look for a sell yet. I'm not gonna look for a buy yet. So let's see how this harmonic plays out since it popped up in the indicator. On a harmonic point of view, let me look in a smaller time frame. Maybe I can find some nice entries for the harmonic. Right about trend line. 1, 2. All right, 100%, 161, and then 268. All right. And the Fib retracements. It's not there. All right, maybe the price might go to the 261.8 retracement, but if it doesn't, then I wouldn't consider a sell. But if it does go up there, then that would be a nice sell to the downside. but that would be, I would only sell it after it tests the 261.8, and then after it does a breakout. So once it does a breakout, then you can look forward for a sell to right about there. Let's see. Right about here. That's gonna be your take profit. Okay. Let me take a picture of that. I don't know why it's not doing it.
There are some things never skip, like leg day or Saturday morning yoga.
I don't know what's going on there. All right, next would be CAD JPY. All right, CAD JPY, it looks like it's creating a second level of consolidation. And that's right about here. So we'll see how it plays out, if it consolidates there or consolidates here, but it has to be like probably a week long for me to consider this one as a level 1. So level 2. So we'll see, but most likely the price is going to continue to go back up, maybe till here and then reject, or maybe continue to the upside. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys. Okay, next would be, let me rush a little bit and then do the webinar. I think we're 45 minutes in already. CAD JPY. Next is CAD CHF. All right, so basically what last week we looked at the price and it was right about there, and I told you guys that the price is still bearish. It won't break the resistance, and it didn't. It just rejected from that sweet spot, broke the trend line, and then now it's continuing to go drop. So you might catch a sell on this trade if you wait for it to go up. So if the price does go back up, hits the trend line, that would be a sweet spot for a sell for you guys. All right. If you're not in this trade, no worries. Wait for the trade to go up a little bit, and then you can look for a nice trade off of that. There. All right, just wait for that. Wait over there and wait for a nice inverted candlestick pattern, a reversal candlestick pattern, and then sell that trade. But until then, just wait it out. Wait for the trade to go up, and then look for a sell. Okay. No need to rush, but it's going to be a nice trade for a nice drop of 580 pips. All right. Next is GBP-CHF. All right, GBP-CHF has been dropping nicely, and you can see that the support is breaking. Now, what I expect is a nice W. So it can happen anywhere here, but I'm waiting for the first leg. And then the second leg, I'm going to exit and I'm going to enter for the buy. So it can be 50% or it can be the 61.8. So we'll see. We'll see how it really plays out. But right now I'm not gonna predict anything until I see something, and it can happen probably this week or next week, the second leg. All right, next is GBP JPY. All right, GBP JPY, what we've seen is nice information level 1, level 2, and a nice W, probably at the, there's no fib levels, so most likely not, but it used the support right about there. That was a resistance previously, but now when the price broken above, it becomes a support. So it price basically came down, hit the support, and basically continued to go up to the upside. So what we've seen here is a nice level 1 consolidation, and then the price took that resistance, and then now it's consolidating again. So mark that up again, and you can find that the price is ranging around second level. So most likely the price might go to any fib extension. Let me draw it out and see anything is laying up there. All right, 61.8 looks pretty good right about there. The M formation might happen right there and then continue to drop. So if that happens, we'll exit that trade and then sell it and then go to the downside. So we'll see how it really plays out. Next is GBP NZD. All right, GBP NZD is still waiting. It's a tough trade, but it hasn't broken the 88.6 zone. You can see that price came back up again, but failed to break the 88.6, and it still has the bearish momentum. It's just waiting on that wedge. This is a bearish wedge, and I'm just waiting for it to break through, do a nice retest, and continue to drop. That's a nice trade of 1900 pips, so that's going to be a good trade. So let's see how it plays out. Okay, and next would be GBP AUD. All right, GBP AUD is just falling deep. That's good. As you can see that we just held that trade through thick and thin, basically you can say that, because the price was ranging for 2 months, and literally just now it started to see bearish momentum, but you can see there was a consolidation, went really close to the stop loss a lot of times, once and twice. So, but it didn't break the resistance. That's a good thing, and that's why we put our stops right about there. Now we have a stop loss to break even. So what we're waiting on is a nice breakout. That breakout happened. Now we're gonna look for a nice level 2 consolidation that can happen anywhere here or here. But I'm just gonna mark that down as a level 2. But we'll see how this plays out. But looks like it's pretty good trade. It's around 450 pips, so it's a good trade. Next would be GBP CAD. All right, GBP CAD is the same situation. The resistance was broken, but did a bigger stop hunt, rejected from that point. At the 100% fib extension, it rejected, and then after that, the price continued to drop. Basically, we sold it right there, put our stop above. The price just went in our favor. And as you can see, breaking the trend line, what I'm expecting is the level 1 consolidation, and it can go up till here. A lot of times it can go all the way till here. So, but most likely what I'm expecting is the price to do a consolidation right about there and then drop it down. But we have to wait and see how it plays out. But right now it looks good, and we're gonna hold it till the take profit gets hit, or maybe not, but until the W is formed, that's when we're gonna book our profit. Okay, next would be GBP USD. All right, GBP USD doesn't look like it's gonna come back up again, but if it does, we'll look for a sell right about there. But if it doesn't, then I'm not gonna sell. But it's gonna be a nice trade. It's a sell trade, but I'm waiting for it to come back here for me to enter on this trade. So until then, I'm just gonna watch it and see how it plays out. Okay, next would be NZD JPY. All right, NZDJPY pretty much rejection from the 61.8. That was an M. And then you can see that the price created the level 1, level 2, and a nice W, and failed to break the W. So at the same time, it's a big level 1 consolidation, and in a smaller structure, it is it's a W, level 1, level 2 M, level 1, level 2 W. So what I'm expecting is a nice pushback to the upside, do a nice consolidation 1 right about there, and then level 2 M formation, and then continuation. You never know, but we'll see. I'm thinking it will be a nice breakout to the upside, but we'll see. We'll have to count the levels and just wait patiently. All right, next is NZD CHF. All right, NZD CHF, pretty much we've seen the W here, level 1, level 2, and a nice M formation. And at the same time, you can see there's a nice level 1 breakout. After the support was breaking out, it created the level 1. Now the price took off that support with an engulfing bearish candle. And then now you can see that the price created the second level consolidation right about there. So once that consolidation is finished, then you can see the nice W right about the support, and then nice rise from there. So we'll be holding this trade for a while, and we'll watch its move and then exit accordingly. All right, next would be NZD/USD. All right, NZD/USD is basically it's on a bigger time frame, but on a smaller time frame, you can see there's a levels that we are counting. So we'll see if it rejects from the 88.6. If it doesn't, then we're gonna look for a buy right about there, or maybe a little bit lower. So, but we'll see. We'll see if the bigger time frame is accurate than the smaller time frame, because smaller time frames saying it's up, but at the same time it can go halfway here and then drop it down. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Next would be NZD CAD. All right, NZD CAD, pretty much we entered at the daily harmonic pattern, and it basically didn't even complete the harmonic pattern, but you can see that there's the level 1, level 2 M formation, nice level 1, level 2, and a W formation on a 4-hour time frame. It's a nice M, level 1, level 2, and a nice W with the divergence. That basically gave us a nice entry at the 78.6 last week, I think. And you can see it's a nice trade going to the upside. So let's see how it plays out. But all right, next would be CAD, USD CAD. All right, USD CAD is still in the level 2 consolidation zone, so we'll see. If this high is broken, then this will be a W, this will be a level 1, and that would be level 2. But if this high is not broken, this high is not broken, then it's still considered level 1. So we'll see. We'll see how it really plays out. USD CAD is not a good trade to trade because it's undecisive. All right, next would be USD JPY. All right, USD JPY, we're on the buy side, and we entered pretty early into this trade at the very bottom, based on the MMM strategy, as you can see. But right about there, you can see that the price created the M right there, created the new resistance, dropped it down, create the level 1 consolidation, level 2 consolidation, nice impulse to the downside, create the first leg, create the second leg, but then it went back again, create the third leg. Third leg with a nice divergence basically gave us an indication that this is the second leg, was this whole thing. So basically we ended up buying, put our stop here, the price rejected, nice, went to the upside, broke the resistance, created nice engulfing candles, and then you can see that the price consolidated for a while, for a week, and then now the price is going to the upside. So now what we're gonna wait for is a nice level 2 consolidation. So that can happen here or anywhere. So I'm just gonna mark that down like this. So we'll see how it plays out, but most likely I'm expecting the take profit to get hit on this trade. So, and that's around 900 pips take profit. So far I think it's up 582 pips in profit. So that's a good thing. So we'll just wait and see how it plays out. All right, next would be USD CHF. USD CHF is rejecting from that resistance point, so I think we enter on the right time. But I'm gonna see how really it plays out. It can come down to the 200 and reject and go back up again, and this would be the level first leg of an M, and that would be the second leg of an M. But if it doesn't reject, then if it continues to drop, then that would be considered a nice M, because there's a divergence a little bit here. So let's see how it really plays out. But if we get stopped out, we'll enter again on the second leg, since we're gonna have better confirmation. All right. Okay, I think that's about it. And the last thing I'm gonna go over is XAU USD, also known as gold. So basically, I called the sell probably right about there somewhere, and we pretty much had a nice profit till here. We closed it around 480 pips or something, and then we just didn't want to hold it anymore since the consolidation was too long. You can see it was like around 2.5 months or so. But the price took out the level 1 right about there. You can see the big engulfing candle. Now you can see that the price is creating the second level consolidation right about there. So I don't trade second levels. So what I'm gonna do with gold is I'm probably gonna wait for the price to complete its pattern, finish the level 2, and then give me a nice W probably at the very bottom or right about there. So there's a lot of potential to drop. It can continue to drop, but it can drop all the way till here also. So just keep that in mind. Once the W is formed, the second level with the divergence, that's the time I'm gonna look for a buy. But until then, there's no need to look for a buy, and that's not gonna be very soon. Probably it's gonna take a month for the buy to be ready. Probably 2 months, no, probably not 2 months, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or so. So it's not ready to be traded, but once it's ready, I'll definitely look for this to buy, because gold is one of my favorite pairs that I trade, but it hasn't given me a nice setup for me to trade it. All right, guys, so that's about it. So I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. All right, peace out.